Good morning, everybody. We have our 1996 Land Rover Discovery out, a D1. Figured we'd get it out, do a good little driving video for you, show you how nice this one is. It is properly clean. As someone who's owned multiple D1s, D2s, Range Rover Classics, God, series trucks and everything in between, I can absolutely say this is the nicest disco I've seen in years. And we'll give you a quick view of everything. And the Alpine windows, of course, but it's just in great shape. The seats haven't been re-dyed or resprayed, so there's still nice patina on the leather without it being incongruent with the rest of the car, I'd say. You know, that's the difference when you actually go into leather and spray it versus just keep it nice. You can always tell. But it's in great shape. She's currently idling. There's not even any shake from this thing currently. Revs are solid. Everything's good. So, cool. Take a quick drive and go from there. I'll also do a nice walk around afterwards and show you guys the truck. But I want everybody to know that this is properly just a really clean D1. Obviously Alpine White's also cool. Still all single stage paint, very nicely kept. And if we do miss any details, let us know. We'll be happy to help or point you in the right direction. You'll notice the wheels just a couple degrees off center. Our road has a pretty drastic crown on it. That's normal as we're about to this point. It's about 81, 82 degrees this morning here in Atlanta. The AC in this thing is ice cold. Really nothing to worry about AC wise. It's lived in Virginia prior to this, and obviously it gets hot there too. But I've put about 30 miles on this truck since we've gotten it. In traffic, in rush hour here in Atlanta, when it's 90 plus degrees outside. It has not missed a beat. And they're kind of cool. This was, I think, maybe the second time Rover offered dual zone climate. So obviously driver and passenger can control different temps. In 2025, yeah, it's pretty much run, but you know, back up to the 90s, and that was a pretty big feature for these things. As we go through everything else, we'll talk about the radio. It does function. It actually works nicely. Stereo's good. Totally fine. I do need to pull the antenna up. The antenna on this one is manual. It is not a power antenna now. I think that's probably one of the few things worth mentioning. But the radio's nice. None of the speakers are blown. They all work well. Reception's good when the antenna's up. Go down the road here and come on back in a minute. No weird squeaks, no weird rattles. Obviously you'll get some of the plastics in the cabin shifting over heavier bumps occasionally. It's just the nature of the older Rovers. If you haven't owned one, you know, they're not like that old Mercedes build where everything feels like it's carved out of a single block, but they're so characteristic and textured and interesting to drive and great to live with. I mean, you really do form relationships with these things as you drive them. And despite the fact the cabins sometimes get a little creaky, the chassis feel absolutely rock solid. on the same statement, that is, I think this is the nicest D1 I've seen in a decade. Really haven't seen a better one in a long time. Let's see. Go around this turn. And creep around this way. I'm going to go through this a little quick, just so we can get the right amount of lean in this thing. Yeah, suspension feels great. There's no odd popping if you're running it closer to the extremes. No weird creaking. It gives you a lot of confidence. You know, being 30 years old and an SUV, it just instills a lot of confidence in the driver that this is going to do whatever you need it to. Whether you're commuting through Atlanta traffic, you're up in the mountains, going around curvier roads, or shoot, I don't know, come in, land in Atlanta, we'll pick you up and you can drive this thing back across the country. I have a lot of faith in it doing what it needs to do. Kickdown works nicely too. You know, they never had a ton of horsepower, but the torque more than makes up for it on these. Another turn, just a little steep here. Yeah, characteristic body roll, enough to remind you that you're not in a sports car, but not enough to really be a burden either. I don't know. Have cars gotten too good? It's a question for another day. As we're now sitting at the light, we're up to temp, revs are still stable, everything's good. Let's see. We'll get her back on through 2 more lights and end the driving portion of the video. If there's something else you guys want to see, let us know. We'll be happy to help. Thanks.